Okay, please stand up. Show me. Right. Have a seat. And welcome to this WKF Series A event here in Larnaca. Before we start the briefing, I'd like to introduce you some distinguished guests. We have the president of the Cyprus Karate Federation, Andreou. Dominic Sigilio, who is supervisor of this event from WKF. And his assistant, Amin. And our president of the World Karate Federation, Mr. Andreou. I give the floor to Andreas.
Thank you, dear Jan. I would like to welcome you all in Cyprus. It's not the first time that a lot of you are here. Past February we had the Series A 24. 2 years ago we had the Series A 23, but on the same year we had also the European Karate Championship. Next year we are holding the European Karate Championship again. Everything is planned for Larnaca. Maybe we're gonna move to Limassol in the biggest sport hall. We're still waiting from the Cyprus Sport Organization to confirm this. Today with the president, we had talks with the president of the Cyprus Sport Organization for many subjects. One of the subjects we discussed was the new sport hall in Limassol that can accommodate much more tatamis, and it is much bigger. But let me start by welcoming our president. The president, of course, is not the first time that he's coming to Cyprus, has been here many times now. And on this occasion, I would like to thank him from my heart, because he's, I think I don't need this. It's open, but whatever. It's not the first time, as I said, but he is supporting us in our strives, in our endeavors to raise even more the image of karate and do good organization for our karate, for the love of the sport. We are all volunteers, I know that, and myself and the executive committee behind me, so we are all trying our best to give you, the referees, whatever you need to feel good when you are officiating. So I would like to welcome you all. Dear President, thank you very much for once more that you are trusting us to do this job. It's not an easy task to do so. I would like also to thank Dominic Sigilio, the supervisor. It's not his first time here. We have a great cooperation on the organization of Series A, and also Amin, who's the deputy supervisor of Series A. Last but not least, Mr. Jan Christophersen. He's a real professional, and I consider him as a very valuable tool for WKF. Dear Jan, thank you so much for this organization and for what you're doing for karate in general. So, dear President, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening to all of you, and good evening to the Chief Referee, Jan. It's a pleasure to have you here as a Chief Referee, Dominique, Amin, and of course Andreas. And it's a good opportunity. And I'm always saying more or less the same, that the size of a federation is not the physical size. It's the size of the leadership of the federation. And the demonstration of this is Cyprus. Cyprus is a small country, not even reaching 1 million people. A small federation. The size of the federation is the size of the country. And many times I've been hearing that from small federations, how can we do this? How can we do that? How can we send athletes there? How can we organize a big event? Well, the proof that it's possible is in Cyprus. I've been many times in Cyprus. We have been doing in Cyprus This was many years ago. Many of you don't remember or were not active yet. We had a World Championship here in Cyprus in 2001. And we have been having several European championships. Next year, in 1 year from now, we'll come here again in Cyprus to have the European Junior Cadet and Under 21 championships. The ones that we had in Poland last week will be here again in Poland, in Cyprus. So this is a proof that the size is not the physical size. And this is very important for everybody, but also for the federations, but for the athletes, for the coaches, for the referees, for everybody. And it's a lesson that I praise Andreas and the Cyprus Karate Federation that is giving to all of us. Now everybody is convinced. And I haven't heard, since long time, I haven't heard this, that I cannot, I'm small, it's too big for us. No, because they have the example that Cyprus is giving, very active in all the events, but also very active in hosting events. About the referees, we have been making a big effort to regulate the participation of referees in the events of the World Karate Federation, setting up and fixing the requirements for hosting, for being able to go to the World Championships. And very especially, we have been taking care of how to regulate the number of referees and the conditions in the Premier League, in the Series A, and in the Youth League. Last year we started, we had some things that we should adjust, but this year for 2025 we have been fixing something that apparently is working well. We will see along the year. And we have been fixing that in the Premier League only AA referees would be able to officiate in a maximum of 70. And when we reach 70, we will close the registration. And only exceptionally we will take any measure to change this. For the Series A, 90. And the same. We will block the registration when we reach the figure of 70, of 90. And in the Youth League, 120. And for example, in Fujairah, we reached the figure of 120, and many referees that wanted to register didn't know that it was established, because the regulations were sent to all of you, but once we reached 120, it was closed. And the idea is that not only to have a maximum number of referees for trying to distribute the referees along all the events that we have. We have 13 events, I think, between youth leagues, Series A and Premier League. We have 13, more than once a month. But also, imagine that in an event of this, we need 80 referees and we have 200. We cannot give the referees, if they are too many compared with the need that we have, the opportunities and the training that they require. Also, something very important is that, that many referees do not reach to know at the end is that for keeping the license, we need that each referee that has a valid WKF qualification, doesn't matter which level of qualification, you need to attend once a year a K1 activity. This is very simple. But of course, I understand that if you don't know, it's impossible that you do it. And this is why, for example, in last year, in the referee course that we made in La Coruña, and the referee course that we will make next week in Fujairah, many referees will come to validate or to renew their license because they didn't attend a K1 activity. And I'm sure that most of them, because they were not aware. But now you have to imagine how difficult it is for the World Karate Federation to transmit the information. It's almost something impossible. Because how can we transmit the information? We have two ways of doing it, and we do it. There's two ways. One of the ways is to send this information to the national karate federations, to the 200 national federations that we have in the whole world. But we are aware that most of the national federations don't transmit the information. They keep it for them, and they don't do what they should do, which is inform the athletes, the coaches, the referees, all the base of the federation. But we also send it to all the database of referees. So when you receive some information, please read it, because it's for you. It's to allow you to work better, to be better informed, to know what's going on. I hope that we will be able to improve time by time and year by year, but be sure that we make in the World Karate Federation a big effort to keep you updated and to make things better for you. We appreciate the effort that you make, tireless effort that many of you make by attending to so many events. But at the end, I've received some comments that we require too much, the requirements of for K1 activities, for being able to attend the World Championships, for the referees to have one Premier League, 2 youth leagues and 1 Series A, and for those who are in the top of the ranking, 30 people in the ranking, and also the referee commission, 2 Premier Leagues, 2 youth leagues and 1 Series A in 3 continents. I understand this is complicated, but in the end, if you compare the effort that our top athletes make to be top athletes, it has to be corresponded by the effort that the referees make to be top referees. It's not the same a referee that has not been attending a K1 in 2 years that a referee that's been attending 10 K1s in 2 years. Why? You know it perfectly. How would you compare with yourself if you've not have been attending the K1 in 2 years, or you have been attending 10 K1s in 2 years? You will be a different referee, and this is what we need. The best athletes need the best referees, and I'm sure that we have been making a big progress in the last years. So thanks again for the effort you make. I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised to see the number of referees that have been registered here in Cyprus, much better than last year. And I hope that things will be improving with the new requirements or the new regulations that we have been making. In any case, I will be here tomorrow with you, looking at the event. I will be traveling next week to Fujairah, and I'm sure that some of you will be joining me in Fujairah, so wish you all the best here in Cyprus, and look forward to continue attending the referee briefings and all the K1 activities that we have. Thanks, and good stay in Cyprus. Thank you.